A fantastic good evening to you and welcome to yet another episode of your favorite sports analysis show, The Game Plan. I'm your host, Godfred Akoto Boafo. Yesterday, people were telling me I was on fire. Like, I could feel it, you know. Thanks for watching and thanks for the comments and keep them coming. You can follow the show via our various social media channels. We are on Twitter, we are on WhatsApp, we are, of course, on Facebook. We are on Instagram, we are on Snapchat, we are everywhere. We're trying to send the message out. So tell your friend to tell a friend every 9 p.m. live on pulse.com.gh. On Pulse Sports Facebook, you can have a conversation with us where we discuss various Ghanaian sporting topics. Yes, Ghanaian. My producer has banned me from talking about anything European related. So I only talk about Ghanaian related sports topics. So for those of you who have been asking, why is he not talking about the Champions League? Why are you not talking about this and that? My producer, Fifi Anaman, yeah, Fifi, over there, he says, I can't talk about anything European, which is a good thing, I guess. All right, so today, what am I talking about? Of course, I have to give you an update on the Sulley Muntari issue, so I'm definitely going to talk about the Sulley Muntari issue. Kwesi Appiah has started work as the Black Stars head coach, and first thing on his entry, naming a backroom staff. And we're going to run through a couple of names that are being speculated. Well, in fact, they are saying it's almost confirmed because he needs to start work immediately. So those names are confirmed. So I'll give you an update on Kwesi Appiah. And then we'll talk a bit about the late Hebert Addo. His family have made a couple of comments regarding a state funeral, whether they want a state funeral or not. So we'll be following up on that one. And then we'll end with some basketball in the conversation. Hey, Kotoko, as always, will make, Kotoko will appear one way or the other. Okay, so quick one, let me start. Sulley Muntari. Okay, so yesterday I was telling you about how scandalized I was by the response of the Italian Football Federation. I wasn't surprised, but I was still scandalized. Well, later they came out with a ruling and banned Sulley Muntari for 1 match for leaving. And I'm like, huh? He got racially abused, went over there to make a statement, in fact, gave his shirt to a little boy to tell him to be a good boy and stop being a baby racist. The Italian Football Federation's tribunal sat down and said, Sulley Muntari, you are as guilty as heck. I'm banning you for 1 match. Suffice to say the whole world disagrees, except the people in Italy. But the whole world disagrees. Now, Fifth Pro, which is the Professional Footballers Association's body all over the world, have stood up and are saying that they want this ban overturned. And I say, yes, I agree. Go Fifth Pro. Chase it. Now, Kick It Out, which is also the UK's largest anti-racism body, is asking all black footballers in Italy not to play football games until Sulley Muntari's ban is overturned. Now, what a joy it would be if all the black footballers in Italy were to do this in solidarity with Sulley Muntari. And I've seen a lot of journalists, fellow journalists, Michael Utiaje, those in Ghana, those outside. I've seen Henry Winter, John Cross, a lot of guys who have written and said that, look, this is absolutely ridiculous. Somebody gets racially abused. And you know what annoys me? Listen to this. Like, the tribunal said they could not find a legitimate case because Sulley Muntari was not abused by more than 10 people. So because the people who were misbehaving were not more than 10, it was fine. If it was more than 10, they would take drastic action. Really? Italian football, take a deeper look at yourself. Take a closer look at yourself. You are ruining yourself. Come on. Look, 1 person or 1 million. Racism is racism. You simply stand up and say it is wrong. Stop finding excuses. So that is the latest update, and I'm hoping that we get more pressure from a lot of these pressure groups from around the world. Kick It Out is doing its own. Fifth Pro is doing its own. Journalists, that is the media, also doing their bit to get this ban overturned because we all feel that morally it is wrong. It does not make sense. So more power to Sulley Muntari. Go Muntari, overturn that ban. So yeah, Sulley Muntari, we are supporting him and everything. Now Kotoko though have different issues. There's a white man in town. Yeah, there's a white man in town from Denmark. Apparently he's here to take over Kumasi Asante Kotoko. His name is Ove Pedersen. OVE, Ove Pedersen. He's 62 years old, has been coaching for over 30 years, started coaching sometime in 1987, hasn't had much top flight experience, has never coached in Africa, even though he's been to Africa before. And he was at the stadium on Monday when Kumasi Asante Kotoko played Accra Hearts of Oak. He observed the game, and from all indications, it looks like he is the person, when the league comes to an end, the first round of the league comes to an end, will be handed the reins of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And I'm sure the Kotoko fans asking themselves, what the? Yeah, like really. Now, let me add salt to your injury. His favorite formation? 3-5-2. You didn't hear me? 3-5-2. Yeah, Over Pedersen also likes to play 3-5-2. The same formation that got you guys upset about Zdravko Lugarosic. That is the only formation Over Pedersen likes to play. In fact, he's spoken about it several times, has written about it, and feels that 3-5-2 is the way to go. So the Kumasi Asante Kotoko fans, brace yourself. And it's interesting. I don't know why Kotoko are going back to the European base after their fans had declared that they want a local. In fact, there had been a lot of advocacy to bring back Michael Osei. They didn't get Michael Osei, they got Frimpong Manso in the interim. But it doesn't look like Frimpong Manso will get to keep the job on a permanent basis, considering the fact that apart from the penalty shootout win over Bekwai Youth Academy Football Club, he has not won a single game for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So it doesn't look like the Kumasi Asante Kotoko management are too enthralled with Frimpong Manso's interim management of the team at the moment. But what do you guys think about Over Pedersen? Do Kotoko need another white coach? And the thing is this: if a club like Kumasi Asante Kotoko decides to dip its hands into the European market for a coach, perhaps I feel it's time to break the bank a bit. Over Pedersen will not get a job at. In fact, they will not accept his CV at El Ali. They will not accept it at Zamalek. They will not accept it in any of the major clubs. Kotoko likes to compare itself with. You know how funny it is? Like, Kotoko fans normally tell you, we are like Real Madrid, we are like Barcelona, we are like Zamalek, we are like Al Ali. Really? Over Pedersen's CV will not be accepted there. But obviously, you guys offered him a job and he's in town to take the job. So, Kotoko fans, brace yourself. You might have a new head coach from Denmark. We'll see what he's capable of. We're not going to doubt him, especially considering what Kenichi Atsuhashi achieved in this country with Accra as a folk. So these days, we do not really downplay any coach, but that is what is going to happen. My job here is to simply give you the update and what it might mean. We'll give it some time, and observe it from afar. So, but Over Pedersen, prepare yourself. It's not going to be easy. All right, so from Over, I'll move to the Black Stars. And interesting, this is the week Kwesi Appiah started his work. And Kwesi Appiah officially started work on May 1, which is a holiday for workers. So we signed our national team coach. Just think about it. This is like by the by. We signed our national team coach to begin his contract on a holiday. So one day was Kwesi Appiah's first day on the job. It was Workers' Day. So he was on holiday on his first day on the job. So yesterday was actually his first day on the job. That was May 2nd. Now, he's supposed to confirm his technical team. And, there's been a lot of talk, chatter back and forth, and it looks like this is what it will be. I am not saying this is 100%, but speculation is that this is what it will be. And I've checked from a couple of places, and it looks like this is going to happen. So, goalkeepers trainer will be Richard Olele Kingston. Long-time international, recently retired. I think he can do a decent job. Already trains a lot of the top goalkeepers in this country. He has a very nice training facility at his house. So a lot of the goalkeepers already go to him for training. And I don't think we can be too disappointed in Richard Olele Kingston if the appointment is confirmed. Formidable talent, huge legacy in the Black Stars. Okay. Kwesi Appiah has also requested for a physical instructor. He has requested for a physical instructor. Now, that is a job that was normally done by Maxwell Kunedu, who was supposed to be the assistant coach. But now, Kwesi Appiah is requesting for a full-time physical instructor. Now, at tournaments, Jamie Lawrence will come and take that over. But it looks like now he wants somebody on the job 24/7 anytime the national team is in session. So, he's asking for that. Another name that has been dropped in is Ibrahim Tanko. And from what I am told, Ibrahim Tanko and Kwesi Appiah had a meeting today to discuss exactly what Tanko's role would be with regards to being the assistant coach of the national team. So Ibrahim Tanko, Kwesi Appiah met today to have that conversation. Maxwell Kunedu will stay with the national team. I'm disappointed. I'm gutted. If I could shed tears, I would shed tears. I don't think we need two assistants. I think that people are trying their best to keep him there for whatever reason, but I don't know exactly what purpose it will serve, considering the fact that it wasn't Kwesi Appiah's choice. Let's be clear about this. Maxwell Kunedu staying on as assistant is not Kwesi Appiah's decision. Everybody knows this. But that is what it will be. So Ibrahim Tanko and Maxwell Kunedu as assistants. Okay, I've ranted about this before, but it looks like it's also going to happen. Stephen Appiah will be named team manager. I'm hoping, I am praying against this. Honestly, I am praying against it. I love Stephen Appiah, like I said. I know him really well. We've done several projects together. I think he can serve the national team in so many other ways, in so many other roles, but not as team manager. And perhaps in a year or two, we'll come back and have this discussion again, or perhaps even in a few months, we'll come back and have this discussion again. But for now, I'm simply providing information. Stephen Appiah, I'm sounding like a white guy. Stephen Appiah will be named as the new team manager, replacing Sabankwe, who has been there for a pretty long time. So this is how the backroom staff is going to shape up. There will not be changes with the team psychologist, Professor Minta. There won't be changes with Dr. Baba. All those are the regular staff. SK, the Masu, the masseur, the physiotherapist won't change. So Ishmael, the equipment officer, all those people will be in place. Alex Asante, international relations and protocol, all those people will be there. But the core, those who will be doing the proper training. Richard Kingston coming in, Tanko coming in, Stephen Appiah coming in for the day-to-day management of the team. So it will be interesting days ahead in the camp of the Black Stars of Ghana. Final football topic I want to talk about this evening, and then we'll talk some basketball. Yeah, we'll talk some basketball. We game basketball. I know, I like that game. Hebert Addo, legendary coach, may his soul rest in peace. His funeral is approaching. And his family have made it clear. They told Sports Obama that they do not want a state burial. Now, it had been offered by the Ghana Football Association, and it had been offered by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. But I'll read a few quotes. Now, according to the family and the wife, the widow, she's Mrs. Gifty Addo, she told Sports Obama, and I'm reading, the GFA approached us for a state burial, but we have declined that offer. We begged them to allow us to have the ceremony at our residence, and so they can come to the funeral with any support they have. We told them we do not like the idea of a state funeral. The sports minister also called on us with similar requests, but we declined that offer as well. She says that when the ministry called, they did not make mention of how they were going to settle the monies my late husband was owed. They only spoke about an offer for a state burial. We want to organize our own funeral because with this state burial, everything is disorganized. So those are the thoughts of Mrs. Gifty Addo, the wife of Coach Hebert Addo, one of the greatest coaches to have worked in the Ghana League, coached all the national teams, is the only coach to play a full season undefeated. He did not win the league title that season, but he played a full undefeated season as head of Accra Hearts of Folk, has won WAFU tournaments, was with Ash Gold, won league titles with Ash Gold, won league titles with Adriana Stars as well, coached Inter Allies. Phenomenal personality for everybody who met him. I had several conversations with him. But I've got to say the family has a point. These state funerals, they take it out of your hands and they mess it up. I was at Coach Samade's funeral. It was a mess. People showed up at 11:30, and these were the so-called big names, the celebrities. The funeral started at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They showed up at 11:30 and left after 15 minutes. By 12 o'clock, the funeral was done. Meanwhile, the family were still waiting, to get things done. So I agree with Mrs. Addo. I'm sure she attended Samade's funeral and saw what happened there. I'm sure she attended Jones Atukwefio's funeral and saw what happened there, and realized that perhaps it's much better if the family decided to just deal with the things themselves. If the state and the Football Association have any donations to make to them, they can make the donations. But the funeral will be held on their own terms. And I agree, they deserve their privacy. And I will be there to support the Hebert Addo family when it is time for the funeral. Once again, I must say, Hebert Addo, huge man in our football. We will miss him. So welcome back, and I've been telling you guys, giving away fantastic things because it's the month of May, and that means that we are honoring our mothers. It's Mother's Day, and Pulse is no different, and we are doing it like Mama with Onga. Now, Onga is going to help Pulse to give away fantastic hampers to some of you guys. Now, all you have to do is do it like Mama. So send a video to our Facebook page, that is Pulse Ghana, on our Twitter, our Instagram, simply impersonating your mother, how she sings, how she dresses, how she dances, perhaps how she cooks, how she slaps you, how she knocks you. And the best 10 videos will all win prizes for their mothers on Mother's Day. It's very, very simple, and it's great fun. Who does not want to honor their mother? I'm definitely going to take part if I were allowed, but I am staff, so I cannot win. But I'll still send a video of how I impersonate my mother. So for you, the guys watching out, the great opportunity for you to win some great prizes from Onga. All right, let me wrap up the show this night with some basketball. And NBA star Ben Bentil was in town. Takoradi native, done good. Went to Providence University, was drafted in the 5th round by the Boston Celtics. Things didn't work out. Was sent to the Development League, went to China, and then earned a 10-day contract with the Dallas Mavericks for the regular season. So his basketball career has not taken off yet, but we are still proud of him because it takes a lot of work to get there. Hopefully, he'll catch a break. Sometimes luck is required in some of these things. But, you know, he did well. He came back home, visited a couple of places, and organized a basketball clinic at the basketball court where he was discovered. So he went back to Takoradi. He's a Tadi boy. He went back home to have a chat. And you know what fascinated me? Charlie, boy, go there, America small he is. The accent. Hey! Check him out. Kankertsi TV3.
It was the sort of trip the local kid who has come good always dreams of. When Ben Bentil left Takoradi at the age of 15, he had ambitions of becoming a basketball star. Over the weekend, he returned, having made his NBA bow and determined to pass on some of what he has learned to kids in Takoradi. The Boston Celtics star, who organized the basketball training and skills camp for kids in the Twin City, says the satisfaction from that was overwhelming.
I always wanted to give back. You know, I was once like them. You know, I never had it. I never had a shot. And giving them a shot like that, for them to maybe fall in love with the game at a young age and pursue it, and maybe end up being in the NBA, will be a blessing to me.
On this court, under the blazing Takoradi sunshine, Ben Bentil was discovered. In the end, many of these kids will be hoping that they can follow the footsteps of the man who blazed the trail.
Ben Bentil is a legend. I just love him, and for him to be at this top, I think I can also make it.
It means nothing is impossible. It means we can all work hard and actually get there.
He didn't get that sort of environment, but then he's trying to give it to the kids.
Bentil was drafted by the Boston Celtics on draft night last year in a move that sparked wild celebrations among Ghanaian basketball fans in the country. He then signed a short-term contract with Dallas Mavericks for the regular season and has already sampled top-flight basketball league in China.
Rebounder, but Ben Bentil can stretch a defense.
All right, so Ben Bentil, you're doing well, fantastic. Looks like the Tadi people love Ben Bentil. Hey, he got a shot in the NBA. What else can he say? I got a shot and I got to leave the show. My name is Godfred Akoto Boafo. Have a good evening. Catch you tomorrow.